I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we'll move down to item 2.1 and changes to agenda and approval of agenda. And we do have one change tonight. The consent agenda, item 8.32, attorney-client engagement agreement, has been revised to reflect all parties to the agreement. And with that change, I need a motion to accept the agenda.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
A second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries 4-0. Section 3, we have no recognitions tonight. Section 4, we have visitors tonight. 4.1, we have Kathy Alley, Niceville City Councilwoman, and Elise Mitchner. Did I get it right? And Niceville historian, proposed historical marker commemorating the old Niceville High School at Lula J. Edge Elementary School. Ladies?
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for allowing us to come tonight, and thank you, Superintendent Marcus Chambers and the Honorable School Board members. So we're here today to get approval from you to put a historical marker at Edge Elementary School. And if you have had a chance to drive down Bayshore Drive, the three that were unveiled last week are beautiful, and this one at Edge will be just as beautiful. So I know you got the information that I sent out to you. There has been one change, a sentence added to the wording that will go on the marker, and I'd like to read it so that you guys know. Would that be okay for me to read what the marker
Yes,
will
ma'am.
say?
Yes, ma'am.
And before I do that, I'd just like to give you a little bit of background of how this happens. It takes a lot of work for Ms. Mitchner to pull this together, to pull all the historical knowledge together, and then it has to go before the City Council for approval, and then once you guys approve it, then it will have to go to the state of Florida for approval, and they have to reference all the historical stuff that she has gone through. And last time when we did this, you have to sit and wait for yours to come up, and lots of the other ones had to go back and revise, and the three that Ms. Mitchner put together that we proposed a year ago went through, and they did not change anything on it. So I'm hoping that this one does as well. So I'd like to read it, and then if you have any questions, I'll answer questions. So on the marker, this is what it will say. In May 1924, George Nathy conveyed 7 acres to the Okaloosa County Board of Public Instruction for site location. It was built in 1925 facing Niceville Avenue. Fire destroyed the school in 1926. It was rebuilt and ready for classes in 1928. In 1933, Civilian Conservation Corps CCC Company 1402 set up temporary camp on the school grounds while a permanent camp was built across the highway. It was again destroyed in July 1936 by a hurricane. The Great Depression made it even harder to raise funds to rebuild. It became one of the county's top priorities. After receiving a grant as part of the Emergency Division of Works Progress Administration, WPA, the school was built by the WPA and described as a splendid modern building that would provide for the needs of the community for a long while. The class of 1938 was the first to graduate in the new school building, the only high school in the southern section of the county. In 1943, it was the first county school to have a 9-month school term for Eglin Field military families. In 1952, the name changed to Niceville Elementary. In 1962, to honor her commitment and preservation of the school, it became Lula J. Edge Elementary, Niceville's oldest school. So we're honored to be here before you today. The City of Niceville has already committed to paying for the marker, which is about $2,500. They will install it. Once it's installed, there will be a ceremony that will go with that installation of the marker. And then after it's installed, then it would be up to the county to take care of the marker. Do I have any questions? Did you
And
want
Mr. Bryant, if you don't mind, I'd like to say,
Yes, sir.
so first of all, I appreciate you both being here and reaching out to us as well. Myself and Principal Curley met them both over at Edge Elementary, looked at the site. We contacted Mr. McGinnis and talked about this process to make sure that we do everything the correct way, even to the point where if the Niceville city folks install it, just to make sure that everyone understands that once it's installed, it's now our property, so to speak. So we just appreciate it, and being a part of a historical marker in the state of Florida is something that I think we can all be proud of.
Right.
Did you want to add something?
Yes, it will be a Florida Heritage Site.
Okay.
We have 3 in Niceville. This will be our 4th one. I also would like to tell you why I use numbers instead of words like 7 and that sort of thing, because, I know as educators it's difficult for us to see a number under 10 not spelled out. But when you are putting this information together, you only have 1,235 characters. That's letters, numbers, spaces, and punctuation. So from what I felt was a lovely summary of the information, I had to condense it to 1,235 characters. That's what we have.
And if I could,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to thank both of these ladies, one for getting the job done and submitting the work to get this marker, and the other for making sure that it was paid for appropriately and approved by the City Council. Both of you have done a tremendous job, and of course, being the representative for this school, I just can't say enough how much it means that the marker will look sophisticated and appropriate for its designation. So thank you for that.
And it's beautiful. You guys need to go look at what they look like, because they're incredibly beautiful, so.
Thank you both.
The 3 that we dedicated and unveiled Thursday is we have one at Lions Park, near Katie's House of Flowers, and then at the Old Town Landing on Boggy Bayou. So.
Ms. Gardner?
Well, I appreciate your dedication, determination to see this project through. I know working through this state, there's sometimes a lot of this back and forth. I've only seen pictures on Facebook of the memorials, but of the statues, but they are really, really nice, and I can't wait to see what we have in front of Edge Elementary. I know our community will be very, very.
And it
pleased.
will probably take us about a year to get that, because we got to get on the calendar for the state, and then it takes about 6 months to make the markers. So, and then we'll set up something for them.
Just for your future thoughts, I will have, so as project manager, I always start with the thought and then seeing the end of it. So when we do the unveiling, I have 2 people in mind that I would like to unveil it, and it is the daughter of the man who donated the property, and the other citizen here was the last graduating class of the old Niceville High School from 1952 is with us as well.
All right.
So I just think it'd be remarkable to have them as well as our youngsters today at that unveiling.
Well, I know if any 2 people could make it happen, you both can, so thank you.
I wanted to make one announcement that's
Yes, ma'am.
probably out of place, but I just wanted to invite everybody to the unveiling of the Niceville mural, which is Monday at 11 o'clock, and we'll be having a barbecue afterwards. So,
right.
thank you again, everyone.
And just a quick question
Yes.
to keep things moving forward. Do we need a motion?
It's actually 8.7.
Actually on the- okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I got it.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right, and we'll move down to Section 5, and this is Administrative Personnel Appointments, and 5.1, Appointment of Principal Bruner Middle School, as recommended by the Superintendent. Mr. Chambers?
Thank you, Mr. Bryant and School Board. I bring before you Ms. Heather Williams. Ms. Heather Williams is in her 22nd year of education, with the last 18 of those years in Okaloosa County. She earned her bachelor's degree in elementary education from Colorado Mesa University and a master's degree in educational leadership from the University of West Florida. Ms. Williams started her teaching career at the middle school level, where she taught technology courses at a private school in Colorado. Upon moving to Florida, she taught U.S. and world history at the Okaloosa Academy. In 2005, Ms. Williams joined the faculty at Northwood Elementary School, where she taught 4th and 5th grade before transitioning to a Title I reading position. Ms. Williams became an administrator in 2017, where she served as the assistant principal of curriculum and instruction at Bruner Middle School, and then later at Northwood Elementary School in Crestview. She and her husband, Matt, have 3 children. The older 2 proudly serve in the military, with Jordan in the Air Force and Braden in the Marine Corps. Their youngest, Ava, is in the 4th grade and dances on a competitive team. In June, Mr. and Mrs. Williams became grandparents with the birth of their grandson, Asher. Ms. Williams could not be more excited about the possibility of working at Bruner Middle School as principal and looks forward to serving the Fort Walton Beach community if approved.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chambers. And with that, item 5.1, I'll need a motion to approve the appointment of Ms. Heather Williams, principal of Bruner Middle School, as recommended by the superintendent for approval. Do I have a motion, please?
I would be happy to make that motion.
All right, Ms. Garner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries 4-0. Congratulations, Ms. Williams.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here, and I just want to thank members of the board, Superintendent Chambers, and also senior staff as well for your faith and confidence in me. Also to everyone who came here tonight, y'all mean the world to me, and I appreciate you so much for your support. Becoming a principal has been a long-term goal of mine, and having the privilege to do this at Bruner, I am just absolutely ecstatic to be kind of going home there. I'd like to thank my husband, Matt, for always supporting me and encouraging me to reach the next level, and for also helping me with parenting duties and running our daughter to dance practice multiple nights a week. To my 3 children, Ava, who's here tonight, and Jordan and Braden, who are watching from afar as they are active duty military, I want to encourage all 3 of you to continue to work hard and to chase your own dreams. Dr. Donna Kelly, who's also here tonight, I will be forever grateful for you taking me under your wing and for spending countless hours helping me to become a better educator. You are an incredible mentor and friend. Thank you. To the faculty and staff at Northwood, you all are always be part of my family, and thank you for your love and support. And to my new Spartan family, I am ready to hit the ground running. I know we're going to work together to support our students along their own path to success, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations again.
As organized as anybody's ever been. Miss Gardner, a little bit this way, Miss Roman, but I can't see who's behind Miss Coleman. Miss Roman.
You actually could stand up
See your
there.
head there.
I think it'd just be one person
Right on
standing
this
in
way.
the-
1, 2, 3, good pictures. One more, hold on.
Okay, couple more. Yeah, I can't see that back row.
Oh.
There we go, no, you're good.
No, you stay up.
Perfect, ready, 1, 2, 3. Let's get a little. Okay, I think we got
Yeah, back here, you don't have to hold it yourself.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to recess the meeting, but as everybody who's here to celebrate Miss Williams would like to leave, you are free to leave. All right, so as they're leaving, we'll just go ahead on down and get, so Section 7 is committee and staff reports. This was workshop only. And now we'll move down to Section 8, consent agenda. 8.1 is the approval of the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Carter makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 4-0. So now we'll move down to Section 9. And this is Superintendent's Human Resource Recommendations. 9.1 and 9.2 were information only, so we'll move down to 9.3. Out of field report for the 2022 through 2023 school year. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries 4-0. 9.4, employment separations. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please? Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries 4-0. 9.5, personnel recommendations. Need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Carter makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries 4-0. 9.6, employee transfers. Need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Dr. Kelly makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Dr. White. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 4-0. 9.7, employee suspension. Need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll
Second.
second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 4-0. 9.8, reinstatement reimbursement of sick leave due to line of duty illness, injury, medical examination. I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll move it.
Ms. Gardner makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Dr. Kelly. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 4-0. 9.9, leave without pay. I need a motion to approve, please.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 4-0. Section 10 is discussion agenda. We had no items that were moved from the consent agenda. And now we'll move to Section 11, construction program owners representatives business. And Dr. Kelly, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. So we have task order 2. I know this was emailed to you guys today. So task order 2 was district-wide school security upgrade, phase 1, and the only item remaining on there was the front doors at Choctaw. That part was to be delivered today, and then that issue should be contained. And also, we'll have some shared savings from that task order 2. Task order 4, Baker and Pryor's Middle School kitchen renovation. We only had Pryor remaining there, and that slab is poured and the materials are in. Okaloosa Gas was previously a holdup, but that is moving along now. We are still on schedule for that facility to be used at the second semester. Task order 9, repairs to Jack Foster Stadium at Crestview High School. That de-obligation letter is coming soon, so task order 9 will fall off this list. Remember, when they're completed with no issues, they come off our list. Task order 11, there was nothing added to the district-wide sales tax roofing project, so we're good there. Task order 12, district-wide sales tax construction projects. What we had there was the multipurpose room has begun, as you know, at Fort Walton Beach with good momentum there. Crestview slab is to be poured this week with the metal to arrive in mid-November. Crestview's classroom addition project, the footers are down, so we're moving along on that one. Laurel Hill had the tapping of their water done today. Baker, the footers are poured this week. Silver Sands is gearing up for their slab. Elliott Point, the plumbing and underslab is underway now. Edwin's, they should break ground on their cafetorium this week, and Wright has selected their pavilion site, and soon their cafetorium will follow. The last set of that, task order 13, is Shalimar and Bob Sykes, and that will be bid around October the 15th. Task order 14, Fort Walton Beach Boys Fieldhouse roof. There's all good there now. That is done and under warranty with no issues. Task order 15, the gym floor replacement at Davidson, Crestview, and Lewis. And they are only now watching for the expansion in the joints through the change of the seasons, but so far all good there. Crestview is planning to paint their gym after the floor is acclimated. And that also, we should see some shared savings, so this is all good. Task order number 16, the roofing and canopy at Choctaw and Lewis. Those projects are effectively done with just a few downspouts remaining. And just an item of note there, Ivan has impacted the number of laborers there, so that's why the slowdown on some of these. Task order 17, the roof replacement at Blue Water and Walker. We've decided to go to shingles rather than metal because there's a huge wait time currently on the metal, and we should save some funding as well there. So look for a GMP for those shingles on both schools shortly. Task order 18, time and materials for the soffit repair at Destin Elementary. Those soffit vents were installed last week, so that one is effectively completed. Task Order 19, Richburg School Building 12, that is for interior renovations. The drawings are in, so we should see that GMP soon as well. Task Order number 20, those are priority roofing projects. We received the drawings for several of those schools. Longwood should be ready for bidding within this month. Fort Walton and Silver Sands will be next. Richburg, Laurel Hill, Crestview High School following, and Kenwood was added later. Niceville and Ruckle, that involves multiple roofs. So we will see GMPs on 4 of those shortly. That will be representing the first batch, the first 4. Task Order 21, Longwood Elementary School classroom renovation. We're proceeding with the design and putting a plan together to phase that job by using portables as we need to. That job will start after the roof in Task Order 20, I just read, is finished. Task Order 22, time and materials on the district-wide ADA sidewalk and parking lot striping. We're in the process of surveying that work and putting bid packages together. Task Order 23, high school auditorium upgrades. They have walked through Niceville High School, and they will walk through all the others tomorrow and ascertain the level of work that needs to be done there. As you recall, there's $1.2 million budgeted for those. Task Order 24, Central Admin renovation, Phase 1. That have had a good meeting with Danny Dean for appropriate and safe entry and exit, so we feel good about that. Task Order 25, time and materials on the stadium repairs. We have the report, so we'll soon be able to capture what work is to be done for those, and we'll bring those to you shortly. Task Order 26, time and materials for asbestos abatement. They have started the process to develop a bid package, so that should be put out soon with the work to be scheduled for the Christmas holidays. Task Order 27, Bruner Middle School chilled water piping and HVAC project. That is in the evaluation process, and they'll work with maintenance as needed. Otherwise, that's a pretty straightforward project, I'm told. Task Order 28, district-wide Phase 2 security upgrades. That is to be begun in a few weeks and will work 21 days straight so that they are walking every campus to identify any doors not addressed in our single point of entry project earlier. Those will be likely only indoor classroom doors. That will be a Salto project. And everyone working will be either escorted on the job or Jessica Lunsford badged. And I'll bring information to you as data is collected there. On the additional topics, the only other thing I wanted to mention is that the next oversight committee of the Citizens Oversight Group will be November the 8th at 4 o'clock here. And that is it.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Kelly.
You're very welcome.
All right. So we'll move down to Section 12, Information Technology Seat Management Contract, no business tonight. And Section 13 is Attorney's Business. And Mr. McInnes, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
No report tonight.
All right, thank you, sir. And then we'll move down to Section 14, Superintendent's Business. And Mr. Chambers, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. School Board, as you know, on Thursday, we gave a few updates. And I do want to take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Lightbourne for putting together the data that we went through on Thursday, given kind of a history, so to speak, of where we were from 2016 to present. So I really appreciate that. Also, we gave a focus update on Thursday, and I've asked Mr. Horton as we go forward, as we see fit, and as we progress to continue to keep the board up to speed on our transition to focus. And then third, I just want to say as we go forward, we've talked as senior staff, and each board meeting, at least once a month, will give a different department, giving an update on just different things that are occurring within the school district. So just thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chambers. And now we'll move down to the board members' announcements and requests for information, and item 15.1. This will be a voting item, and this is school board members' travel request to attend the FSBA Annual Joint Conference. And there was a change to this on Thursday when we were doing the workshop, and this was on there. It actually had myself and Dr. Kelly's travel expenses on there, but I was voted to be on the executive board as the treasurer for FSBA. So one of the privileges that come with that is that they pay for my fee and my hotel room for the conference. So that came off, and so we're only voting on Dr. Kelly's travel request. And we're doing this as in coordinates with state law. So with that, I need a motion to accept item 15.1.
Move it.
Dr. White makes a motion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second, Ms. Gardner. Any other discussion? Hear none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries 4-0. And now we have board
Mr.
member.
Bryant,
Yes.
and before you go on, I just want to say, and I know this board really appreciates, but for those who don't know, to be elected to this position at the state level is a huge honor. I think only 3 others were in the running, so to speak, and it had to be voted on by school board members. So to have Mr. Bryant represent not only the state of Florida, but of course represent Okaloosa proudly is something that I know that something that we all take as a huge honor. And for Mr. Bryant, who humbly called me the other day just to let me know, and then quickly transferred the credit, so to speak, to others, and then to the mission of what he and the group is trying to do. Again, it's an honor to you personally, and it's an honor to our school district as well.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you for taking time and doing this and representing us so well.
Well, thank you. I'm humbled and honored to serve and to be a representative for the Okaloosa County School Board. So, all right, so we'll go to board members' announcements and requests for information. And because she did such an awesome job the other day filling in for me, Dr. Kelly, I'm going to start with you.
Okay. Well, I said before, but I'll announce again, Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, October the 12th, is Walk to School Day, walk and roll, so you could ride your bike as well, for parents and others who wanted to join with their elementary students in walking to school. This one happens to be Plu. They're walking and starting at 7:55. So any of you who want to participate can do that. I think other schools are doing this as well, so check their websites for times and dates that they are doing the Walk and Roll to School Day. I also would like to announce that this was National Principals Month, and just wanted to add my acknowledgement and appreciation to all that our school leaders do every day. And it's truly been an honor for me personally to have worked with and to have watched many of them grow professionally and to be the leaders they are today. It's also National School Lunch Week, and I wanted to extend my appreciation as well to all of our school food service workers. Sometimes they are the light for our students in their day. They speak to them, they know them by name, they can offer them special goodies that they know they like, and certainly to offer my congratulations to Mr. Anderson and Ms. Kilpatrick, who do such a good job in communicating with us with their newsletter. Also, today is World Mental Health Day, and I just wanted to express my thanks to the superintendent and board colleagues and the district staff for the attention to mental health wellness that we have given this topic over the last few years. I think that of the boards that I know and the school districts that I know surrounding us, we have certainly done an excellent job in highlighting the needs of not just our students, but our professionals, and the need for mental health topic awareness as well. So thank you for that. And I know not only do we promote the Hope Squad, but we have added behavior specialists, social workers, and done other things too to spotlight how important mental wellness is to our district. So I appreciate that. And finally, I would just like to ask the superintendent, if you wouldn't mind, to look into alternate meeting schedules, and by our next meeting, if possible, to have that ready for us to look at, certainly before our reorganization meeting. Thank you, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Dr. Kelly. And Dr. White?
Thank you, Mr. Bryan, and along with your comments, Dr. Kelly, concerning National Principals Appreciation Month, Superintendent, I just want to convey that I appreciate you recognizing our principals on social media, and that's a good thing, and I read all those with interest. Just a couple quick things. Pre-orders for Choctaw versus Fort Walton Beach High School T-shirts are available on the Choctaw's website. So if you're interested in that, please take a look. And then also the Choctaw boys and girls cross-country teams competed at the Florida State University Invitational in Tallahassee. And long ago, I took my cross-country team there and participated there, and sometime I'll tell you a story about the school bus that I got stuck on the hill. But in any case, we had 3 girls finish in the top 30, and Caleb Hollins finished number 1 in his group on the boys, and the girls team finished at number 7. So thank you, Mr.
All
Chairman.
right, thank you, Dr. White. And Ms. Gardner?
Yeah, Mr. Chambers, thank you for what you recognizing the principals. I also enjoy reading those, and then also the comments from their colleagues.
Yeah.
Some very, very nice supportive comments that so often our people in education, teachers, principals don't always receive those nice compliments. I'd just like to inform the rest of my board members right here, you probably received from Patrick Strong the timeline of the Education Staff Professional of the Year information. And due to the state moving up their date, then Patrick is moving up the date of what we do here in Okaloosa County. So typically, we select somebody to serve on that during our organizational meeting,
Right.
which will be after the fact, basically. So Ms. Crawford will put this on the next agenda
Mhm.
so that if anyone's interested, look at your calendar, look to see if you're going to be opened on these days, because I know the packets are due October 25th. They will be sent out to whoever is going to serve on the October the 26th. Selection committee will be November the 4th. So kind of check those days, look at your calendar, because we will talk about this at the next.
And I believe you're serving, you were the.
I was on it, and I'll be
Right.
glad to do it again, but it was part of the organizational meeting.
Right,
So
right.
when I spoke to her, she's going to move it up to the next meeting.
Yes.
So, and
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy it, I'll be happy to do it, and if somebody else wants to do it, that's fine, but it's really a great time, as you all know, to
Well, you're making it
recognize-
easier for us when it comes to that, comes on the agenda there, so.
Yes, it does. We don't have to do a throwdown of fight or anything. And tomorrow kicks off our second 9 weeks. That's hard to believe that it is. And we're looking at different meetings we have coming up, and I think we only have, 3 meetings until the end of December.
Yeah.
It's going fast. We received the Annie Mitchell Award for April. Man, this is going fast.
Yes.
It's
Very
going fast.
fast.
So that's all. Thank
I
you.
know, I agree with you. When we start getting invitations to things that are going to be happening in the spring, that tells you how
Yes.
fast our schedules start
Today's
getting
the Annie
filled.
T. Mitchell Award,
Yeah.
April, I think, 14th or something, and that kind of brought it all to light. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ms. Gardner. And again, I would like to thank Dr. Kelly for filling in the other day. She did a great job. But I understand the ladies were all dressed up in pink.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
tonight, the fellas come in pink here. Of course,
Nice
Dr.
of you
White
guys
has
to
the
join
nice
us.
blazer, and I threw on the nice, I don't have the blazer, so. But we're here also to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I will just say that my meeting with the FSBA this past week, all of you do get information just like I do, but you will be receiving a booklet in the next couple of days that is basically talking about the state of FSBA and everything that's happened over the past year. I will tell you, we also had a platform meeting, what we're going to push through on a statewide level, and you'll be happy to know that a lot of things that we're already doing here in Okaloosa County is important for the rest of the state, and we're going to be pushing for mental health awareness and funding, and also teacher and support people, how we can better retain them and or get them to come work for the state of Florida, and then also infrastructure issues. So those are 3 items that we feel like as a collective we can get through the legislature this year. And the Senate president is actually, her mission is mental health. So I feel like the state of Florida is going to benefit a lot through that this year. When you have the Senate president, that's her thing. I'm hoping that, they'll come through with that and help with the funding part of that. And with that, we'll move down to 16.1, and this is the 2-minute version of public comment. And I don't have any blue cards for that. And Ms. Appleberg? Ms. Lightbourne? Mr. Horton? Ms. Perry? All right, this meeting's adjourned.